faithfully bringing value and interpreting great books from around the world. Hi, this is Sally with Book Talk. Today I'll be diving into the book, The Three-Body Problem. It's a long science fiction novel that, along with The Dark Forest and Death's End, forms the Three-Body series, telling an epic and tragic tale of humanity's encounter with alien civilizations. I'll cover all three books in the Three-Body series over 3 episodes. The author is Liu Cixin, often called Da Lu, who works as an engineer at the Nianji Pass thermal power plant in Shanxi. But, he's also a sci-fiction writer, working as an engineer by day and writing sci-fiction at night, keeping that up for over a decade. Even though Liu Cixin had published many works before, none match the scale or depth of the three-body problem. Any single element or story in Three-Body could be the core of a regular sci-fi novel. It's like mastering all 72 skills of Shaolin. Liu Cixin used only a couple of skills in his past works, but with Three-Body, he pulled out all 72 at once. Talk about unleashing his potential. So, how successful is the Three-Body problem? In 2015, it got nominations like the Nebula Award, and in August, it won the Hugo Award, often called the Nobel Prize of Sci Fiction. Think about it. Non-English works rarely win the Hugo, yet the Western world praised Three-Body endlessly. The New Yorker said Liu Cixin's novel dives into humanity's ultimate questions. A NASA advisor called it the pinnacle of sci-fi, and in China, it became a huge social phenomenon. It's China's first world-class sci-fiction novel, written in Mandarin. Professor Yang Feng from Fudan University commented that Liu Cixin single-handedly elevated Chinese sci-fiction to world-class levels. Plus, tech giants like Pony Ma, Robin Lee, and Lei Jun all rave about this book. All right, let's dive into book 1 of the series. What's the story, and what exactly is the three-body problem? The novel unfolds through key characters like Ye Wenji and Wan Mayo. Liu Cixin interweaves Ye Wenji's and Long Niao's stories in the original book, presenting two parallel narratives that eventually converge. To clarify the storyline, I'll present their stories separately here. First, let's explore Ye Wenji's story. In the 1960s, our protagonist, Ye Wenji, was a Tsinghua University student who just endured tragedy. Her father, a leading physicist, was persecuted. She witnessed her mother denounce him and watched helplessly as students beat him to death. After this, she went to the Greater Kingan Mountains and became a lumberjack in the Production and Construction Corps. At the Corps, she nearly died after a friend reported her for reading banned books like Silent Spring. At the critical moment, her astronomy expertise saved her. She was recruited to the military's Red Coast Base, a life-changing turn. The mysterious Red Coast Base sat on a mountain deep in the Kingan Range, featuring a massive butterfly-shaped antenna. What was Red Coast Base's real purpose? As Ye Wenji accessed core operations, she discovered its true mission, searching for extraterrestrial civilizations. That giant antenna was actually an instrument for transmitting radio waves into space. But human technology was still primitive then. Its strongest transmissions were like a mosquito's buzz in the cosmic void, nearly impossible to detect. To shout across space required stellar-scale energy like the sun's power. By chance, Ye Wenji discovered the sun could amplify high-frequency radio signals. The sun could become humanity's cosmic megaphone, boosting signals billions of times, so she risked political danger by testing transmission toward the red sun, a sacred political symbol. The amplified radio waves instantly spread throughout the cosmos. Ye Wenji made history, humanity's first deliberate message to space. Afterward, she remained at Red Coast for 8 uneventful years. After all, radio travels at light speed. The nearest civilization might be light years away, so a reply could take decades. But unexpectedly, 8 years later, while on duty, she suddenly received an extremely strong reply. The signal translated into Chinese characters. It was an extremely concise 4-character message. Repeated warning, do not answer, do not answer, do not answer. Calculating the transmission reception interval. Ye Wenji traced the signal to Alpha Centauri, just 4 light years away, the closest star system to our sun. Who'd have thought the alien civilization humanity sought was right next door? Faced with this warning, should Ye Wenji respond? Do not reply. These 4 words are clearly a dangerous warning. This isn't just about one person's survival. It concerns the fate of all human civilization. Shockingly, Ye Wenjie chose to reply immediately. Many readers were furious. She'd unilaterally decided humanity's possible extinction. Why would she do this? We must revisit history to understand. It's about civilization's moral nature. Humanitarians see humanity as fundamentally good or progressing toward goodness. But others believe civilization has turned from good to evil. This corruption can't be self-corrected. Civilization races toward destruction. To Yi Wenji, humanity destroys nature and species. Cold War politics loom with nuclear annihilation. Personally, she witnessed wives betray husbands, students kill teachers, all deepening her despair. So her hope makes sense. A superior civilization could rebuild humanity. The alien message wasn't a warning to her, it was adrenaline. So she replied, come here, I'll help you conquer this world. My civilization can't solve its own problems. It needs your intervention. Here, Ye Wenji's storyline concludes for now. We see the 3-body problem rooted in reality, like a river source shaping its entire course. This is another hallmark of Liu Cixin's writing style. It starts with history and reality, not sci-fi, but gradually his imagination weaves in, crafting miracles on a believable foundation. All right, fast forward to the 21st century. Let's dive into the story of another protagonist, Wang Miao. Wang Miao, just a regular scientist researching nanomaterials. But one day, he's suddenly pulled into a top-level global military meeting. At the meeting, he meets officers from around the world who all insist the globe's already at war, leaving Wang Miao totally baffled. Meanwhile, the science community faces chilling tragedies. Top physicists mysteriously committing suicide, becoming the military's focus. With these frequent suicides, Wang Miao finally agrees to work with the military and a cop named Cixin to investigate the deaths. That's when weird things start happening to him too. Wang Miao loves photography, but suddenly, all his photos show a countdown timer. The countdown starts at 1,200 hours, then drops to 1,000 hours, then 900 hours. No matter how or what camera he uses, that timer's always on every shot. This eerie force freaks him out. He's clueless about what it means or what it's for. What's going to happen when that timer hits 0? Even at work, using telescopes, he sees this countdown spanning the whole universe. It flickers across the cosmos as cosmic microwave background radiation. Like in A Brief History of Time that Sally's book talk covered, that book explained cosmic microwave background radiation as low-frequency waves filling all space, a Big Bang leftover, existing since the universe began. This near-miraculous warning plunges him into despair. He starts to see why those physicists died. Maybe they faced similar unexplainable horrors, shattering their life's work. At the critical moment, Detective Shi Jiang, who brought him to the meeting, tells him, when weirdness hits the roof, ghosts are involved. Qi Qiang's worried Wang Miao might end up like those other scientists, suicidal. So he suggests Wang Miao try this super popular VR game that's been all the rage. All the clues in the 3-body game point to it being linked to the weird stuff happening in science circles. So Wang Miao dives into the game. But before he starts, let me give you a quick rundown of the 3-body game's basic setup. In this world, there are 3 suns. Their movements create stable eras and chaotic eras. A stable era means predictable sunrises and sunsets, steady temps, keeping the world cozy and stable. That chaotic era, total disaster. Wild climate swings that can even wipe out the whole planet. What does that mean? For instance, in chaotic era, one sun might suddenly zoom super close to Earth. When that happens, Earth's surface heats up crazy fast. Under that heat, humans fry, civilization goes poof. Where all three suns drift away, Earth freezes over. The planet ices up, humans can't make it, another civilization gone. Worse yet, all three suns line up and close in on Earth. In that nightmare, Earth itself might vaporize, humans long gone by then. Bottom line, grim reality. In three body, Earth's cosmic neighborhood is brutal, constantly at risk of chaotic eras, deep freeze, or scorching heat, wiping out civilization again and again. The scariest part? Nobody knows when stable era ends and chaotic era begins. In the game, there's no pattern. To save civilization, you gotta predict when chaotic era hits. In the game, Wang Miao meets folks trying to predict the sun's moves, like China's King Wen of Zhou and Mosey, or Western icons Galileo, computer pioneer John von Neumann, Einstein, you name it. Oh, they're all brilliant minds across time and space, each taking a crack at predicting the suns. Like King Wen of Zhou using the yin yang and 64 hexagrams to predict. In the stable era, Mosey proposed his own universe model, a giant bronze sphere that a person could walk into. This bronze sphere simulates the universe with various sized circular holes on it. Light shines through from outside, creating circular patterns. Mosey believed these holes represent the stars and sun we see. Meanwhile, John von Neumann, the father of computing, tried to simulate binary using Qin Shi Huang's 30 million man army. He had each soldier hold a white flag in one hand and a black flag in the other. White meant 0, black meant 1, forming a 36 square kilometer computer motherboard to calculate the sun's movement patterns in the game. But all these prediction methods ended in failure. Each time Wang Miao witnessed these civilizations destroyed by extreme cold or scorching heat. As the game progressed, Wang Miao realized there was a reason why predicting the sun's movements was impossible, because the game's universe setting mirrors the classic physics problem of the three-body motion. So what is the three-body problem? Simply put, it's when three celestial bodies with arbitrary masses, positions, and speeds move under mutual gravity, super complex, and even today, no one's cracked it. It's unsolvable. And in this game world, Earth faces exactly that kind of unsolvable universe. The game has three suns doing irregular three-body motions through their interactions. When Wang Miao entered the game for the last time, he saw Einstein sitting in a corner, looking dejected and desperate. Turns out, the people in three body knew predicting stable and chaotic eras was impossible. Civilization was doomed to repeated destruction, the most despairing thing ever. After finishing the game, Wang Miao was invited to an offline meetup of players. No surprise, he found out the three-body game was deliberately created by an organization. The group aimed to find people disillusioned with human civilization, believing game addicts could accept a civilization's destruction and rebirth. These were like-minded comrades. Wang Miao hid his true thoughts, passed the interrogation, joined up, and at the global conference, he shockingly saw Ye Wenji. So Ye Wenji is the leader of this organization, and the three-body game isn't just a game. Remember in Ye Wenji's story, that alien from the Alpha Centauri system who replied to Earth's signal? The three-body game simulates the true situation of that civilization in Alpha Centauri. At this point in the story, the threads of Ye Wenji and Wang Miao finally merge into one. After the Cultural Revolution ended, Ye Wenji left the Red Coast base and returned to teach at Tsinghua University. With the help of a well-funded friend, she established the Three-Body Organization and planned the Three-Body Game. The Three-Body Organization also established communication between Earth and the Trisolaran civilization. The people in the three-body organization are all deeply disillusioned with human civilization, just like Ye Wenjie. They believe humanity has no better future ahead. If things continue like this, human civilization, built on oppression and destruction, will eventually consume itself. So these like-minded people reached a consensus. Since they can no longer contribute to human civilization, they must now devote themselves to the Trisolaran civilization destined to come to Earth. On the deck, Yi Wenji was revered as the supreme commander of the Earth Trisolaris organization. People shouted, "Down with human tyranny! Earth belongs to Trisolaris!" At this very moment, in the distant universe, on Alpha Centauri 4 light years away, important changes were also happening. As we mentioned before, the world in the three-body game reflects the harsh and hostile environment faced by the real Trisolaran civilization. The universe has been too cruel to them, so they have no choice but to gamble with it. The Trisolaran civilization has achieved interstellar travel capability, and Ye Wenji's signal helped them discover Earth, a paradise for life, so they are now desperate to seize Earth as their last lifeline. To colonize Earth, it will take them 400 years to travel there, and coincidentally, the three-body organization on Earth is ready to receive them. Since its inception, the three-body organization has stayed in touch with the alien Trisolaran world, leaking human civilization's data and accepting their orders. Access to the communication between Trisolaris and Earth is vital for humanity's survival, and this data is stored on a hard drive within the organization. Thus, securing this information has become the Earth Military Coalition's top priority to counter the three-body organization, which sees humanity as an enemy. Oh, the military knew the Earth Triolarius organization's latest meeting was on a ship, but they didn't dare attack recklessly. They worried that if they spooked them, the other side would destroy the hard drive immediately, wrecking all the communication data. Just when everyone was stuck, the savvy Cixin came up with a genius idea. Use the flying blades to take down the three-body group. So-called flying blades are high-strength nanofilaments developed by Wang Yao and his crew. They already knew the three-body group's ship would pass through the Panama Canal. Then they deploy a net of countless flying blades like Harper Gugeng strings, slicing the whole ship into thin sheets from end to end. This way, the enemy wouldn't even notice, had no chance to fight back, and got sliced to death without a clue, while the data-storing hard drive stayed safe. Because the cuts from the flying blades are perfectly smooth. Even if they hit the hard drive, most data could be fixed and recovered. Faced with the nanomaterial, the massive ship got cut like a cake, and all the crew were dismembered and killed. The Earth Trisolaris organization was wiped out. Wang Miao's team got the intact data on Trisolaran civilization, but the differences shocked everyone. According to the data, Trisolarans have no emotions like fear, sadness, happiness, or love. Way too fancy and extra for a civilization always on death's edge. Calmness and numbness are their core traits, forged over countless life and death cycles. No literature or art in Trisolaran civilization. The whole society's super organized, like a hunk of steel, hard and cold-blooded. Then folks saw the tech gap between the worlds. Turns out, Trisolaran and Earth civilizations develop differently. Trisolaran tech grows at a steady pace, so moving from farm to factory to info society takes the same time for us. Not like Earth, where it speeds up. Ships from Trisolaris take 400 years to reach Earth. By then, human tech will likely crush Trisolaris. So the Trisolaran fleet won't face conquest, but total destruction, faithfully bringing value and interpreting great books from around the world. Hi, this is Sally with Book Talk. Today, I'll be diving into the book, The Three-Body Problem. It's a long sci-fiction novel that along with The Dark Forest and Death's End, forms the Three Body series, telling an epic and tragic story of humanity's encounter with alien civilizations. I'll cover all three books in the series over 3 episodes. The author is Liu Cixin, often called Da Liu, who works as an engineer at the Nianzi Pass thermal power plant in Shanxi. But he's also a sci-fi writer, engineering by day, writing sci-fi by night, keeping that up for over a decade. Dad, even though Liu Cixin published many works before, none match the scale or depth of the three-body problem. Any single element or story in three-body could be the core of a regular sci-fi novel. It's like mastering all 72 skills of Shaolin. Liu Cixin used only a few skills in past works, but with Three Body, he pulled out all 72 at once, unleashing his potential. So, how successful is the Three Body problem? In 2015, it got nominations like the Nebula Award, and in August, it won the Hugo Award, often called the Nobel Prize of Sci Fiction. Think about it, non English works rarely win the Hugo, yet the Western world praised Three Body endlessly. The New Yorker said Liu Cixin's novel explores humanity's ultimate questions. A NASA advisor called it the pinnacle of sci-fi, and in China, it became a huge social phenomenon. It's China's first world-class sci-fiction novel written in Mandarin. Professor Yan Feng from Fudan University said Liu Cixin single-handedly elevated Chinese sci-fiction to world-class levels. Plus, tech giants like Pony Ma, Robin Lee, and Lei Jun all rave about this book. All right, let's dive into book 1 of the series. What's the story? And what exactly is the three-body problem? The novel unfolds through key characters like Ye Wenji and Wang Miao. Liu Cixin interweaves Ye Wenji's and Wang Miao's stories in the book, presenting two parallel narratives that eventually converge. To make the storyline clearer, I'll tell their stories separately here. First, let's explore Ye Wenji's story.